Am I the a-hole for telling my father the reason his siblings don't like him is because he deserves it, and he does not deserve a second chance? My name's Mr. Reddito, and today I have 4 stories to present to you, and the topic is, am I the a-hole? I hope everyone's having an amazing day. If you're new to the channel, check it out and consider subscribing, and let's hop right into story number 1. Trying to stay as neutral here as possible. My mom and dad split up when I was 6. My brother was 9 and my sister was 11. We lived 50-50 with each parent. When my brother was 10, he was diagnosed with ADHD. The doctor said that he should take stimulant medication for it, but my dad was really nervous about medicating him, and instead did a ton of research on the non-medicine therapies that can help instead. He put my brother on a special diet and exercise routine, and was super strict with him about his schedule and memory exercises. My mom did this on her time too, but it was only 1/2 as strict about it. Like, she'd only make 1 meal for all of us and let my brother play video games and take him running with her instead of making him special food, and saying his after-school/weekend time could only be for homework and exercise the way my dad did. Well, his grades got really awful, and he started getting in some kind of minor legal troubles. And when he was 13, his doctor and mom started saying he needed to go on medicine because my dad's therapy was not working. My dad refused to give legal permission for this and said it was just my brother being lazy and mom sabotaging his treatment by not sticking with it, so that she could be the cool parent. When my sister was 16, which was the next year, she was also diagnosed with ADHD. My dad said she was misdiagnosed and it was just looking for attention, and he's not going to give permission for her to take those medicine either. Around then, mom took it to court and tried to overrule him for both my brother and sister. The judge did not allow that, but did let them live with mom full time. They both stopped talking to him when they turned 18. I always had a good relationship with all my family. When both my siblings turned 18, they started taking meds and their lives really picked up. My brother went from community college and probation to a good state school near an Ivy League grad program. My sister went to a great school and had a business that's still doing very well. My dad caught it over the summer and since then has been pestering me to help him reconcile with my siblings. He's called them a couple times, but since he won't apologize for not letting them take the medicine as kids and teenagers, they don't want to hear it. He wants me to show them that he's made the right choice for their health and that everything they've accomplished is because, quote, he saved them from dangerous drugs when their brains were still growing. He says that since my mom sabotaged his relationship with them, it's her fault they're not speaking, and he deserves a second chance. For months, it's all I hear when we talk, and now he started texting me about it too. I finally snapped and told him he was in the wrong then, and he's in the wrong now for being so stubborn. His beliefs made my siblings' teen years pretty miserable, and I don't think he deserves a second chance just because he's their dad. I do love him, but this is his own fault, and I won't be the middleman. Not the a-hole. Actually, I think OP is very patient the way OP was handling this. It's an incredibly bad spot for the father to be putting himself in, going against the best wishes of his children because he simply doesn't believe in it. I'm going to have to lock in, no, OP, you are not the a-hole, and don't get pressured into doing something you don't want to do. Guys, let me know exactly how you would handle this situation if you were in OP shoes, or you were one of the children who needed diagnosis of said ADHD. I would love to hear your opinions on this topic. Our next story we're going to look at says, am I the a-hole for ruining both my parents' marriage for disowning me? Guys, check out the channel, consider subscribing, and let's jump into story number 2. I'm the byproduct of my parents' extramarital affair. Both of them had spouses at the time. My birth mother got pregnant and had to tell her husband as he was overseas when I was conceived. so there's no way I was his. A few months after I was born, they decided not to divorce. I was given to my grandparents on my mother's side to raise me, with my birth father secretly paying child support without his wife's knowledge. Both my parents had other children. My dad's side knows nothing about me, but my siblings on my mom's side were told that I'm adopted by my grandparents. Recently, I decided I wanted to know more about my dad's family. I sent a friend request to one of my siblings and my dad so I could get to know him. Well, he freaked out and contacted my birth mom, and they asked to speak to me over Skype. They both told me that they could not risk staying in contact with me and told me that they were going no contact and to please respect it and move on in my life. Well, I did pretty much the opposite. I contacted my dad's wife and shared screenshots of our conversation and told her everything. She's now divorcing him, while on my mother's side, I told both my siblings, who went on to tell extended family, including her husband's side, so now they're separated and my siblings hate my mother. Currently, my siblings on both sides' lives have been upturned. And after the satisfaction has worn off, I feel like I did unnecessarily hurt them, though. Am I the a-hole for ruining my parents' marriage? Okay guys, so this one was pretty easy to me. In my opinion, I'm going to say not the a-hole, just due to the biggest factor that I think OP did not deserve to be hidden. I think the birth parents are very bad people. I came across this one comment from the original thread and I want to read it now. It says, not the a-hole. You did not ruin anything, they did. Your birth parents have been and continue to be completely arseholes. And everyone deserves to see who they really are. The only people who upended anyone's life here are your parents. You did not deserve to be go and hide and told to not come back. Guys, let me know exactly what you think of this comment and this story in the comment section down below. Before we hop into our next story, if you're not subscribed to my second channel, just know I release daily content on that one as well, and it's the old school format, so it's only text and my voice. Check that out if you want to, it'll be in the description below, and let's hop into the next story. My girlfriend has online summer courses, and she had an exam for one of them this morning. I usually wake her up for pretty much everything because she sleeps through her phone alarm no matter how long it buzzes or how many she sets. She has joked that I'm her butler before, and within context of a relationship, it's okay, so I did not mind. Obviously, I want to love my partner and try to make her life easy. However, last night she was chatting with her friends and she thought I couldn't hear. She was bragging that I'm her little beep, and I do everything for her when she tells me to, etc. It really hurt my feelings because they were making comments like, "Good, put him in his place." And she was agreeing. She specifically said, "Yeah, I'm worried about tomorrow because that little weep will make sure I'm up and he'll probably have breakfast ready for me too." I went to bed pretty hurt by it, and come morning, I didn't bother to wake her up when her alarm started to go off. She usually only gets up when someone physically shakes her, but I let her turn off her alarm and she slipped back into sleep. I turned around and went back to sleep too. When she woke up, she was yelling at me saying I'm an a-hole and I've cost her her exam, and I'm a piece of crap for what I did. Quick edit, sorry for not responding sooner. I wrote this up on my break at work, and now I have to get back to it. Can't have my phone, I work with food. I wasn't expecting so many replies. But anyways, I think we're breaking up. I told her this morning after she called me another word for being upset, and being called that word again. But she says she's not done with me. I'm just trying to go through today's shift, then deal with this stuff later. I'll try to get back as soon as I can, and we've been together for a year. It was my first real relationship, but I'm tired of her acknowledging how crappy she made me feel. And still calling me a beep? That word's really making me feel like crap and super small. Well, guys, this might actually be one of the stories where I saw the most red flags. Okay, maybe not the most ever, but it's pretty darn close. The fact that it's just an abusive and toxic relationship, and I just don't understand why they would even be together. Anyways, I want to read this one comment. It says, "Not the a-hole. Your girlfriend sounds incredibly abusive. You shouldn't have to put up with that. Don't wait for any more red flags. Get out of this now. You deserve better." Okay, guys, so let me know what you think of this. Let me know what you think of the girlfriend treating OP this way and how OP handled it. I would love to hear you guys on your opinion on this story. Our next story, the title says, "Am I the a-hole for making a scene of my adult son and sticking my nose in his marriage?" I hope you're enjoying the content so far today. Let's hop into today's final story. Here's the important background. My daughter-in-law, who's 32, and son, 33, have 3 children, aged 3 years, 2 years, and 4 months. He convinced her to be a stay-at-home mom and sell her business by telling her how good of a childhood he had and how happy my marriage was, without telling her that our arrangement was everything before 9 a.m. and after 5 p.m. was split 50-50. Sunday was my day off, and I was brought out twice a week. Okay, on to the story. On my last visit, I noticed my daughter-in-law was struggling mentally, so my sister, who's 55, and her girlfriend, who's 53, pulled our money together and paid for a spa weekend for them while we babysit the kids for the birthday last weekend. I was preparing on Thursday evening for the kids to arrive when my daughter-in-law called me, holding back tears, saying they won't be going because my son's friend came to town and he said he wanted to spend the weekend with his friends catching up. I pressed her a little, and I'm talking a little about her situation. She came clean about him doing no chores, no date nights, and her basically doing all the childcare because, quote, "that's what a stay-at-home mom does." I was honestly disgusted. I convinced her to drop me off to the kids and bring a friend to the spa. I even dipped into my savings to give her $500 more to buy herself something nice. When she dropped me off, the kids and I begged her to tell me where her son was. After 5 minutes, she told me at the bar. She left for the spa while I left for the bar. She knew I was going there and knew my sister/my sister-in-law were taking care of the kids. Here's where I may be the a-hole. I went to the bar where him and his friends were. I sat down next to the group and asked my son, "Did I fail you as a mother, or was it your father? Because we both thought your partner comes before your silly drunken friends." The post is getting long enough, but long story short, I humiliated him and got myself banned from the bar. My daughter-in-law said she'll be taking the kids to her parents when she gets back tomorrow, and my son's calling me an a-hole for humiliating him and sticking my nose in his marriage. Maybe I should have stayed out of it, I don't know. So, normally I would be against someone butting into a relationship and just saying their standpoint, but in this story, it's a little different. I'm going to say not the a-hole, and I'm actually glad that OP decided to butt into the relationship. It sounds like her son just did not care too much about the well-being of his wife, her mental health, and the fact that he decided to just straight up ditch her to go drinking with his buddies. I think it's hilarious OP, aka his mother, decided to go embarrass him in front of his buddies. Okay guys, let me know what you make of this story in the comment section down below. Have you had any similar situations with your son or mom or dad or any sibling? Let me hear it. That's all the content I have for you today. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, smash that like button, and Mr. Reddito will catch you tomorrow.